Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Today's video is going to be all about candles that I want to finish burning through in this month, the month of September. And since we are already a third of the way in, which I can't even believe how quickly it's going, and by the time that I post this, we'll probably be halfway through September. But either way, a bunch of these I've started so I can kind of give you my thoughts like midway through the burn as well. I have 8 of them to share with y'all, so let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I have an old summer Boardwalk salted caramel popcorn candle. So I got this years ago, and I've heard that if you look at the number above the barcode, the first digit, which for this one is 6, will tell you what year you bought it. So that means I bought this in 2016, which is probably about right. It's not my favorite packaging, and I remember I bought 2 of them this year, and I haven't actually bought Summer Boardwalk since because it's one of those candles that I just have a love-hate relationship with. I do like the way it smells, but it's not my favorite, and I can't decide if I like it or not. You know what I mean? The notes are caramel glazed popcorn, warm taffy apples, and salty sweet cream. And I think it's that apple note that kind of puts me on the fence. I love the kettle corn kind of note, that caramel sweet popcorn note. But then the apple note makes me question because I'm not a huge apple fan. But then at the same time, that's what kind of makes it so interesting. And it does smell like a late summer or early fall scent. It is very reminiscent of a carnival because you have all of those snacks that you could get there, like a caramel apple or kettle corn. So if you're into those kind of scents, you would probably like Summer Boardwalk. They tend to put it out every single year. I don't even know if they had it this year, but I'm sure they did because they bring this back year after year. But I will say it is starting to tunnel. You can see there. So I've burned it several times this first part of the month, and I'm going to keep trying, but if it starts tunneling really bad, I might just give up on this one. I don't know if it's because the candle is old or if it's just something in this batch of candles that they tended to do that. But it does smell nice. I am going to keep working on this one, and I will give you all an update at the end of the month on how this went. Another popcorn scent that I'm working on is sweet kettle corn. So this was from last year. It came out in the fall, and I think I got this at SAS. So I didn't have it in the fall time, and I saved it for this time of year specifically. September is always the time when I think of popcorn scents. I don't know why. It just feels like early fall to me. It's not those like rich pumpkins or the spice scents yet, but something about that like sweet popcorny scent reminds me of end of summer, early fall. So I tend to pull these types of scents out in September. I like this one better than Summer Boardwalk. The notes are freshly pulped kettle corn, creamy caramel, sprinkled with sugar and sea salt. So it is caramel kettle corn without that apple note. And I like it so much better. And honestly, they are similar. And the apple is the main difference. So Summer Boardwalk has that like tart apple underneath, and this one is all the sweet buttery popcorn. And it is delicious. So I am going to try to work through this one this month. You can see I have just started burning it. Now, a weird one. This one I just hauled it. This was blueberry cotton candy. And I remember saying that this smelled a little bit like the blueberry sugar pancakes body care, but it just smells kind of like, it smells kind of weird on cold. It does have this little bit of a cotton candy note, but then you get this almost like milky vanilla scent in there too that throws it off. It smells good, but I can also see some people really not liking it. I like it. The notes are ripe Maine blueberries, spun sugar, and vanilla. And like I said, there is a true blueberry note in there, but you also get a lot of vanilla, and then you get this like candy note. But it smells way different burning than it smells on cold. So I have burned this one once, and when I talked about it in the haul, obviously I had not burned it at all. And burning, I actually think it smells like straight up cotton candy. And I think it smells so good. And it's interesting because I was listening to Bonnie from Queen of the Girl Geeks. You guys probably know her if you watch Bath & Body Works content on YouTube. But she says that to her, it doesn't smell like cotton candy at all. She likes it, and she gets a sweet blueberry scent, but she doesn't get any cotton candy. And to me, it smells so much like cotton candy. I totally get that scent note, but not as much on cold. Like when it's burning, it smells like warm cotton candy. It smells like you're walking around at like Disney or a theme park and you walk by a cotton candy stand. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And that kind of like that weird lactonic milky note goes away when it's burning, and it just smells more like candy. So it's interesting to me. This is not a particularly fall scent, but that's kind of why I want to burn it now before we get into true fall, because once we get into October, I'm going to be all about the pumpkins and the pumpkin spice scents. So I'm getting through all of these like fall-ish, but not really scents in September. So adding that one to the list. Then I need to finish up this pumpkin spice latte that I've had this one for years as well. It looks like this was also maybe a 2016 scent, but this one smells like coffee, like straight up smells like coffee. The notes are fresh espresso, pumpkin pie spice, and whipped cream, and a sprinkling of cinnamon sugar. But honestly, I don't get a lot of pumpkin pie spice. I don't get a lot of that cinnamon sugar or the whipped cream. This smells like strong coffee to me. So it's one that I like to burn in the morning when I want that coffee smell in my house, but it's not something to me that smells super fall-ish, which again is why I'm putting it in September and not further on in the fall season. I did like the packaging. Like when this came out was when Buffalo Check was all the rage, and I still think it's cute, but this was definitely the packaging of that time, which is part of the reason I got it, because I loved the packaging that year. And I still like it, but it's just not as much with what I'm doing with my decor right now. But anyways, going to finish up that one. And then, okay, 2 cookie scents that I'm burning. So sugared Snickerdoodle. So this candle, I love sugared Snickerdoodle. It's a classic. It always comes out at Christmas time. It smells so good. The notes are warm spices, creamy vanilla, sugared musk. And it is just so warm and comforting and gooey and delicious. You do get this really moist, buttery cookie base and then all of those good spices on top. You can see I'm getting those big mushroom tops on top of my wigs. I definitely need to trim this before I burn it again. This thing has a really good throw. It is one of, I think, the biggest bakery candle throws that Bath & Body Works makes. And so I always really recommend this candle for people who like sweet cookie scents, especially at Christmas time. But the other cookie scent that I'm working on is Hometown Sugar Cookies. Now, I hauled this one in a really recent video, I think maybe the one before this one, and I raved about it because on cold, it smells really, really good. It smells like, well, now it doesn't, but initially it did. It smelled like warm, delicious sugar cookies. None of that spice like the sugared Snickerdoodle, but just buttery sugar cookies. The notes are warm sugar cookies, ground cinnamon, fresh nutmeg, sprinkled with sugar, which is weird because it does say cinnamon and nutmeg, even though I don't get that. But y'all, this candle smells weird when you light it. Maybe it's just this one, maybe it's just me, but when I lit it, I got this like milk that's gone slightly bad scent, like a little bit of that sour cream note. And now that I'm like halfway through, it's taking on a little bit of a burnt wax smell as well. So it smells like burnt sour milk now. It's really not the best. I do get a little bit of the cookies still in there, like H-E-B bakery sugar cookies that are so good, but it's very faint compared to the like burnt plasticky, sour milky smells that are on top of it. So unfortunately, this one is not going so well for me. Since I am halfway through, I don't know that I would take this one back to the store because I do feel like I've burnt a little bit too much of it to take it back, but it's not for me. And between the two of them, I much prefer sugared Snickerdoodle. Okay, and then the last 2 scents are pumpkin themed, but they're not super spicy. So pumpkin cupcake, this one's great. This one comes out every year. I love the pink packaging. The notes are whipped buttercream, Madagascar vanilla, pumpkin spice, and freshly baked cupcake. And it's so good and so comforting. And it really does smell like fresh baked pumpkin cupcakes or vanilla cupcakes with pumpkin spice sprinkled on top of the frosting. It's warm. It's not really like buttery or gooey. It's more of that like dense spice cake, kind of a cakey scent. And it does have a really light throw. So when I light pumpkin cupcake out in my living room, I can't really smell it in like the living room, kitchen, all of that kind of open concept area. But if I light it in the bedroom, I do get much more out of it. So it's kind of a medium throw, I would say, like a 5 maybe. But this is still one of my favorite candles because it's just really safe and really nice and really comforting, and I love that. But my favorite candle that I'm burning this month is Pumpkin Cinnamon Bun. This candle is so good. So this was last year's packaging. I have the one from this year too that I'm going to burn next month. And I kind of want to get one more because I love it so much, but I'm waiting for a really good sale because they've had candle sales, but I do feel like, well, I might get one more when they just go on like $12.95 or something like that. But Candle Day or SAS at Christmas time, I can probably get this really cheap, but I love this candle. The notes are warm cinnamon roll, pumpkin spice, and vanilla frosting. Even this far down in the candle, it still smells good. A lot of times, the first half of the candle I feel like smells really good, and then once you get down towards the bottom, you get a lot less of the actual oil, like scent oils, and you get more of the wax itself. This one still smells amazing. And when you light this, it just makes the whole home smell like gooey cinnamon rolls with this cream cheese frosting note. There's not a lot of spice to it. I don't get a lot of pumpkin or anything like that. It is more just truly cinnamon rolls. I guess cinnamon is a spice, but you don't get like the pumpkin spice notes. But if you like cinnamon rolls, this will make your house smell amazing. And I love it because in the past, every time they brought out like a cinnamon roll candle, it always has some kind of twist to it. Like it'll be a cinnamon roll candle, but it smells like orange, like the orange cinnamon rolls or something else. This one to me, straight up delicious cinnamon rolls. So those are all of the candles that I am burning through right now in the month of September. I will post an update at the end of the month with what I got through, and of course body care and hand soaps will be in that empties video as well. And then for October, I will try to get my project pan out like at the first of the month, not halfway through the month. I'm really bad about that, but I will make it a goal for myself to do that. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have burnt any of these candles, let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious, especially about Hometown Sugar Cookies and Blueberry Cotton Candy, because they're new and they're interesting, and Hometown Sugar Cookies really let me down because I really thought I was gonna love it when I smelled it on cold, and it's just, it's not good burning. But anyways, let me know y'all's thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.